Hey, pretty good, Tony. A lot of baseball today. Watching soccer game getting underway, and should be a good one tonight. For today, got a lot of day games left, and of course, big action in the playoffs tonight.
Yes, lots of action here. Lots of possible elimination games here tonight. So we'll see how this NBA starts a little down. But as we do that, I was noticing WNBA is not too far away. So we're ready for a transition soon. But tonight, Ramon, we go here to the American League action in the Central here as the White Sox continue their series against the Royals. In this one, looks like Lance Lynn on the hill trying to get right to face Brad Keller. Royals favored here, minus 135. Total sits at 9.
Yeah, Tony, we did not receive any money from Major League Baseball or the Royals or the White Sox to promote this game tonight. I just picked it. Anyways, the cellar dwellers of the division, the White Sox and the Royals. But maybe we could have some fun with this one. Maybe we'll have some more offense with these two teams of late. We got some guys on the mound who haven't been exactly sharp. Uh, Keller coming off his worst performance of the season. He is 2-3 with a 4.67 ERA. Is Brad Keller so far, and well, the Royals are 3-4 with Brad Keller on the mound. Like I said, he did have his worst start of the year, but still got an ERA over 2 runs better than the White Sox's Lance Lynn. We saw him at the World Baseball Classic, and so far this season he has looked anything but world class. Uh, one and four with a 6.86 earned run average so far this season for Lance Lynn. Tony, something might be wrong with Lynn the way these numbers are looking. Also, just 1-3 with a 6.56 ERA in his last 4 starts, so hasn't gotten any better, hasn't improved at all. He's got a FIP of 5. I guess he's going to improve a little bit, Tony. The law of averages would say anybody should. He's got a 1.52 WHIP as well. He's allowing 2.1 home runs per 9 innings. White Sox just 7-14 overall on the road. They did win last night's ball game here against Kansas City, 4-2. Although the Royals won the series opener 12-5. Get this, Tony. So far in May, now we've only been through 9 days. It's 1/3 of the month, but the Royals are averaging over 7 runs per game so far in May. The offense has come through. I've touted them all year, saying these guys have to be better than this. With their top of the lineup, their young star, starting to pick it up, no doubt about it, is Bobby Witt Jr. on this homestand of 7 games, hitting 303 with a couple of home runs off of Lynn in his career, but hitting well of late. He's also 3 for 9 off of Lynn. Want to mention Vinny Pasquantino as well. 9 RBIs on this homestand. He's homered off of Lynn in his career. He's hitting 313 on this homestand. Sally Perez, he's got a couple of home runs off of Lance Lynn, 7 for 25 in his career. And Prado's been hot since he's gotten the call up, and he's hitting 389 since he's been called up to the major leagues. He's also 4 for 8 against Lance Lynn. So I think the Royals, against a bad team, can pick up a win. We've seen their lineup today. It's Witt, Vinny, Sally, Melendez, Olivares, Prado, Duffy, Massey, and I believe Eaton. I did see one report. I might have been a stray report, but I think it's Eaton there in the number 9 slot. The White Sox, bad bullpens, Tony. 2 of the worst bullpens here, 2 of the bottom 5. But the Royals have been a whole run better than the White Sox. 5.24 ERA compared to the White Sox 6.37 earned run average. Now, one thing these two teams do not do well is they have no patience at the plate. Both of them near the bottom of the league in walks. Can't argue the White Sox might put up some runs given Keller's numbers, but I just think Kansas City will be a little bit better here. White Sox with a team ERA overall 5.7, and this lineup against Keller is some experience, certainly. Just 22 for 100 plate appearances, actually, so less than a 200 batting average against Keller. The expected lineup today, including some guys who actually are kind of starting to get hot. Luis Robert is finally showing what we're expecting from him ever since he got shifted a little bit in the lineup to the 3 hole. He's really started to spark a little bit. But Tim Anderson, 9 for 38, rather okay against Keller, but Grandal, he might be in there, 1 for 13 in his career against Keller. Uh, Vaughn and Robert did hit home runs last night. Vaughn's got 4 home runs now and 28 RBIs. So White Sox kind of picking it up. Mindy and I did comment on this game about taking the over in this one. Was one of our consensus plays, and the way we've seen all these Royal games, there's some volatility expected here, Tony. I'll still take the Royals tonight as a free play to beat the White Sox. Probably in a slugfest, in a wild one. Both teams may lead by multiple runs at this point. We'll mention, Tony, the White Sox did have a 3 game winning streak earlier this season. That's the only time this season they've actually won consecutive games. Every other time they've won, they've come back and lost the next game. They did win last night's game 4-2. I'll take the Royals here. Uh, in in the absence of Mindy today, go Royals over the White Sox.
All right, Ramon says go Royals here, plus 125. I think we've got a three-way consensus there on the over because I just see runs, runs, runs. Dealing with 2 pitchers in the questionable form, 2 bullpens that are bad. I know Keller's had some issues here facing the White Sox over in his past. So, and then Lynn, of course, is just can't figure it out. Interesting with Lynn, you got that 29% strikeout rate. You think at some point it's going to work for him, but just hasn't come through.
Yeah, and that's been really puzzling, right? Remember, he did have just a little bit of issue before the season, health wise, and after the World Baseball Classic and everything. So that certainly is something that maybe is still an issue. I mean, he should project well here, but it just hasn't worked out for him so far this season. And certainly, giving up the long ball, got the top of the lineup. Those guys have 5 career long balls against Lance Lynn. So until we see further for Lynn, it just doesn't look like it's been a good start, a good acquisition, if you will, for the White Sox anyway. So he should turn it around, but haven't seen anything that would indicate at this point that he's ready to do so here. And Keller, I do kind of expect to bounce back. Only these numbers, considering, well, this matchup anyway, are horrible with a 4.67 ERA. And like I said, Kansas City, a team that doesn't have a lot of wins this year, just 10 so far. The White Sox just 13, but Keller's been on the mound for 3 of those 10 wins. So maybe he keeps them in there at home or has a better performance at home after his worst start of the season last time out. So just heavy volatility, and I've got a pretty decent price here. So let me take the Royals.
All right, Ramon here on the Royals, plus 125 against the White Sox. This one will have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time. One of the few games we have today going on in prime time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. As we see here, fantastic results here from Ramon. Ramon right here is sitting here at 7,233 units of profit for 2023. There's all documented over at Tony's Picks. You go to Ramon's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You'll see all the plays there, all documented. All right, Ramon, we still have afternoon baseball, some prime time as well, some big hockey and NBA games. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, Tony, treading a little nervous here with the baseball card. I'm hoping to get something together for the late card, but man, I'm treading lightly with some of these matchups today. Got a 3-pack though tonight in playoff sports, and that's where I'm focused at this point. 2 plays from the NBA, 1 in the NHL, picking up the $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. That's my featured pack of the day right now, Tony, in the playoffs. So let's sell this one and get it. It's already been selling pretty well today, given my role, given my run here at this point. So we'll go with a 3-pack today. Don't have anything up yet for these mid-afternoon games. I found them very, very difficult, even for me, a guy with high volume, feeling just a little trepidation today on the Major League card. We're in action right now. Colorado and Pittsburgh. I'm in on the under in this one. Even this one's feeling a little bit nervous. 4-3, bottom of the eighth inning. Colorado on top. Mindy and I scored already, though, Tony, with Eduardo. Man, Eduardo is really, he's been such a bright spot for the Tigers. They beat Cleveland just now 5-0, and Mindy and I with a winner there to start things off. So we're together in other plays today with our premium consensus. So it's not like we're without any pretty solid picks here between Mindy and I on our morning steam account. We definitely came to a consensus. So maybe that's why I'm just having a little bit of trouble finding a few of my own. We finally clicked there after I kind of missed on some of her plays over a couple of days. She might be giving me the business a little bit, the way I missed on a few of her recommendations. So we'll get them today for sure. I feel pretty good now, given our premium consensus from our morning steam show, Mindy Hahn and I. But let's focus in on this 3-pack, pick it up over at Tony'sPicks.com. And hopefully the season doesn't end for some of these teams, but man, to see the Heat right now with their 3-1 lead and the Lakers with that lead, and we'll be down soon into the conference finals. And we'll see if those teams can make it through. I told Mindy today on the show, man, Tony, that no doubt Spo has to be recognized for what he's doing with this Miami Heat team. And I would think that right now he has to be considered, the top coach going. I know that, you Budenholzer was fired. He would have been one of the best coaches around. So it's just interesting that the way it's unfolded there for some of these teams, and Spoelstra's taken a team where he's basically lost his backcourt, and he still has been able to put it together and get them in position as an 8 seed to head into the conference finals, and to see the Lakers also this close after revamping their roster late in the season. You got to give credit to their general manager for doing the job that he did, a guy that certainly was almost a laughing stock of the league because of the way the Lakers have constructed their roster, which really has been out of necessity more than because of the money situation. But they found a way to add some guys that have made a big difference to that roster. So I'm involved tonight in the NBA and one of the games in the NHL with the premium picks. So 3-pack tonight, $30, Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout.
That's right, guys. Got with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Put those numbers up again for you right now. Ramon, 7,233 units of profit for 2023. There's all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. Top unit producer right now. I will say in the industry, based on 100-unit wagers, you're not going to find performance like this. You can verify those numbers. Go to Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. You can see every play documented. So tonight, as Ramon says, he's got plays up there for you right now in a 3-pack. Right now, Wednesday playoff 3-pack to NBA, one on the ice. So get on board there. Or instead, you may consider longer-term passes. There's a 3-7 monthly pass up there. You may consider the monthly pass when Ramon's running. Get all Ramon's premium plays here for 30 days. That's all the baseball playoffs. All the baseball for 30 days, all the NBA, NHL playoffs. This will get you well into the finals of each sport there. Remember, the NBA Finals begins on June 1st, so we'll be well through that NBA Finals and NHL Finals as well. Also, Ramon in action with those peripheral sports in tennis, soccer, as well as UFC on UFC weekends. So there you'll also get some more action from Ramon. We'll also dip into some WNBA as well. So a good time to get on board with Ramon on a 1-month all sports pass. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off on any of the packages up there. We'll do the math on this one. You'll save $66 when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. You'll land right on Ramon's page and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon, we also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks. Ramon, more content there from you, also with picks, as well as letting people know about the service you have. And of course, we can find the Morning Steam. Back on another week of the Morning Steam today. Remember, the show runs Wednesdays through Monday. Another show there in the archive, and of course, some more content on Discord.
Yep, and we did have a couple of plays in tennis so far in the Italian Open. That's maybe where the other focus is to pick up some of these winners. Tony, is the clay court well underway, and we rolled a couple of winners already today, and we're in action right now. If you want to sweat along with another one with Ramon, in fact, this one is early enough that it's a premium, and they're in the first set at 1-1. I've got Kalinskaya over Yastremska. So if anybody's looking for a little live action from the Italian Open, you can pretty much get this one at probably the same price I have. Looks like everything's current and on serve, and it's a near pick 'em. So Kalinskaya today, right now, against Yastremska. If you're interested, maybe a little freebie there, if you will, free premium. Test me out. You can get on it live. Everything's on serve to the second anyway. Can't say what happened by the time you get to the screen in tennis. Every one game can sway the whole thing in tennis, but the odds are even there right now to what I gave out pretty much on the show. In fact, a bargain really because the money came in against me actually, so I feel pretty good about it actually. Uh, Also, Tony, yeah, we'll be back with more morning steam tomorrow. Mindy and I. We'll have the show 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Central. We'll go over live free sports picks on the show, and I'll bring up some Twitter content later tonight. Maybe I can find one of these baseball games to put in there. I'm not done yet, but just we saw the pitching situation with the Braves. They and now made another change. It looks like so. I haven't been able to keep up as far as what's going to happen there. Might have to relook at that game a little bit. And with the heavy day card, just maybe just backing off. That's no problem, you guys. Don't be afraid to do it. Obviously, some of our cappers picking their spots as well, and maybe that's what I got going today. But uh, we'll be back tomorrow, Tony. Yeah, with more morning steam. Try to keep this roll going and put up winners here at Tony'sPicks.com. Don't just check me out. Look at those other guys too. They're some of those guys have percentage just as good as I do. I just deal in the higher volume. The man of the people. Get everybody involved. Let's build this bankroll a little bit reasonably, and you could be hanging with the high rollers, with the sharps, if you will. I wasn't afraid to go against them in a few spots today, though, for sure, Tony. And maybe I'm being a little bit contrarian as well today with some of the picks that I had on the morning steam, but got a pretty good show. Uh, this morning with Mindy and I, and we put a profitable card yesterday, so I think we could do so again today. But we'll see, Tony. See how what happens. The Warriors at home against the Lakers. Lakers surely would like to close them out, but we know Golden State's been pretty tough. But I think that's the focus tonight as these games heat up. Hard to believe we're down to road teams ahead, 3-1 here in the series tonight.
That's right, guys. Check out Ramon over at Tony's Picks Ramon. That's the Twitter account. Of course, more content over on the Discord. That's where the conversation continues. Just follow the link there, the live chat. You'll get there. Of course, Morning Steam, another show in the books. Check the archive, all pro coverage there, in your NHL picks there on that segment as well on the Morning Steam. Right, Ramon, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Thank you, as always, Tony. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Ramon's